or is it something like it, or does it have a poneglyph on it, or something special about the ship? I think that is either excuse me, and we should call him. Didn't Vanderdecken's granddad bring that ship out or something like that? I don't know. I can't remember. But that ship is real old. I think that it might have something to do with that poneglyph or something. It might have something to do with the D's. But all this stuff got something to do with the D's. So if it has anything to do with like a poneglyph or Pluton, or if it is Pluton or something like it, it got something to do with the D's. That's what I'm thinking. I think I don't think it's Pluton, but I think it might be something like it, or it might have a poneglyph on it. Uh, this some people think that Fishman Island Ark is dragging on. It is. J-Man, I gotta bring this up. I'm sorry, J-Man. He said that this is a disappointing arc. I don't see how. Reason being is he said that it was hyped up so much since the beginning of Naruto. That was way back in the beginning. You know how much stuff happened since then? Now I agree with him. It was hyped up. But they hyped up the New World too. Once they hyped up the New World and they said it's gonna be 10 times stronger than the Grand Line, why and the Straw Hats trained for the New World, why would Fishman Island be hard for the Straw Hats? It don't make sense. If they got to struggle in Fishman Island, imagine what it's going to be like in the New World. They're going to get blown out. They didn't train for Fishman Island. They trained for the New World. And once we found out that the New World is where they was going and how strong it was going to be and that they were training for it, you should have known right then and there. Right then and there. I'm not talking about you, J-Man, but I'm just saying that people in general, that they read it, once they got to knew the fact that it was going to be hard in the New World, it's going to be much harder than Fishman Island in the New World, then there shouldn't be a boss on the Fishman Island that can, face Luffy. It just shouldn't be. Don't make any sense. Once Luffy gets into the New World, that's when One Piece New World, quote unquote, is going to start. Not Fishman Island. Fishman Island is just an introduction. We ain't going to really get into the New World till they actually in the New World. And that's when we'll see all the crazy stuff happening, big boss battles, strong bosses, stuff like that. The crew is ready for the New World. They did not get ready for Fishman Island. Did you see? And did you see when Hody bit Luffy? He bit him right when Arlong bit him. A little nostalgia, whatever. Also, Luffy seen that thing that Hody had. That fin blade that Hody had. He punched it like this and broke it. Don Krieg. That's where that came from. So Oda's adding a couple of little old things that they did, whatever, back into that to get us, people into that nostalgia thing, like they starting over again. The Alabaster fight, remember that? So he's adding a couple things from back in the day into this new chapters or whatever. So I knew that Fishman Island was gonna be slow. I knew that it wasn't gonna have no big boss fat battles and whatnot. That's just not it. Don't make sense that if they were going to New World, they got to be able to handle Fishman Island like it's nothing. All the other matter of fact, what about the other people that went through Fishman Island? All the other supernovas, they went through Fishman Island like it was nothing. See what I'm saying? And granted, Fishman Island is not always a fight because you know what I'm saying. They could just go through Fishman Island no problem as long as the fishermen leave them alone. So that wasn't a big thing. So granted, they might have got through it unscathed because nobody messed with them. You know what I'm saying? But with them training for the New World, I knew Fishman Island was going to be a cakewalk. What you call them? Back on Arlong Park, Usopp only fought one fishman, Chew. And he had to use his brain to outsmart him. He couldn't face him head on. He outsmarted Chew and beat him. He could only face one fishman at a time. He could not beat any fishman unless he faced him one-on-one and outsmart him. That's how Usopp was. Nami, did she beat any fishman? I don't think so. Zoro could beat fishman back then. He could beat all. He probably could beat Arlong. I'm 90% sure he could have taken Arlong on. I think actually he would have did better against Arlong than Luffy. Reason being his weapons. You know what I'm saying? Arlong would seem like the guy that you should use a sword on more so than your bare fist. because he got teeth and stuff like that. He's cutting. It'd be better to cut through him. You know what I'm saying? So I think Zoro, if Zoro would have been in good health, he probably could have beat all on better, worse than Luffy. And he doesn't have a devil fruit power. He could have went in the water and came right back out if he wanted to. You see what I'm saying? And who else? Sanji. He only could beat maybe a couple fishmen. Like Zoro beat a bunch of fishermen, but they were not top tier. So I think if he would have been fighting like top tier, like all on them, he might have been only taking on 3. Sanji might have been only be able to take on 2. And those are the only people on all on park. So, but in the new world, Usopp is launching them fishermen. He beating 10 to 20 of them at one time with just one attack and stuff like that. Tossing them around. Chopper's tossing them around. They're tossing fishermen around. So that shows you how strong they got. From being only be able to take on 1 or 2 to be able to take on a whole bunch of them, like it was nothing. I think that is proven. It's a proven fact. Usopp is stronger, much stronger than Arlong was back when they was on Arlong Park. I think he would whoop Arlong's, just with ease with his new abilities. And I think we didn't even see half of their abilities. Nami, I think she'll whoop Arlong like nothing. Now maybe Arlong got stronger, but back then they would whoop that boy, man, like it was nothing. Any of the Straw Hats. All right, so anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. We might get into some discussion later on. I actually dragged this out longer than I wanted to. Maybe I'll start some reviews later on. Who knows? Get back into the swing of things. I'm out. Peace.